Welcome back to Chicago Now. Okay, so kids are back in school, teachers are back in the classroom. Maybe you're a teacher and you need a break right now and you're watching us. Joining us right now is Adam Russek Sobol, and he is with Education Walkthrough. Let's talk about this app that has been created and really what it does to revolutionize teaching.
For sure, yeah. So I'm the founder and CEO of Education Walkthrough. We got started back in 2019 after a friend of mine who's a principal was telling me about how he was doing these classroom observations for teachers. He used to be a teacher and he loved to be in the classroom and giving teachers feedback. That's where he felt like his work actually mattered. But when he became a principal, he had to do other work. So doing these classroom observations, he got back into the classroom, giving teachers feedback, but the problem was he was doing it all on paper and pencil. It took forever for him to get the feedback actually to the teacher. You'd have to take this piece of paper, go back to his office, scan it into the computer, summarize the information, and then share it with the teacher. So I talked to him and he told me this problem. The other problem he was having was that him and his assistant principal were doing two different ways to collect this data for teacher observations. So when they would go back to talk about that data, they would have no shared language of how they would do it. So put together this app and this website, and it kind of took off like crazy all around the world. So
in the app, how does it work? Is it like rating them like 5 stars out of 5 stars? Is it giving a question and response for the person who's filling it out?
Yeah, so there's kind of two ways of evaluation in the world of education. One is formal evaluation, which is I'm going to come into your classroom 2 times a year and give you kind of an hour-long evaluation, kind of sit in the back of the room and then fill it out, and it'll go into your kind of HR performance review. The other method that got popular back in like the 2000s was this continuous improvement method of informal observations, which is where we fit, which is kind of getting snapshots of education over time to figure out what's actually happening in the classroom, what are the trends, less about what's the teacher doing and more about like how's instruction happening in the classroom. That's where we fit.
So is this one of the situations where a teacher downloads this app, or are school districts using this app?
Yeah, so it's more in the school district. So it's the director of instruction, it's the assistant superintendent, it's the principal or the instructional coach, someone who's actually leading and trying to help the teachers become better teachers.
Are you seeing?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We always have so many great questions. And this is an interesting topic. Are you seeing people use it, or school districts use it in Chicagoland yet? Or what has been some of the feedback too with these school districts who are utilizing it?
Yeah, so it's kind of been surprising. So I started this on the side of doing another company. I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, like to start a lot of different companies. But when I started, I wanted to find a way to distribute the technology without having salespeople and make it too much of a sales-heavy process. So people can go to the website, download it, and do a free trial for 2 weeks and try it. What we saw is that there was adoption around the world. So our first customer was the Department of Education in Tasmania, Australia.
Wow.
Which I didn't even know Tasmania was like a real place. It was crazy. After that, it can just continue to spread word of mouth. Today we're in about 500 school districts across the U.S. in 10 countries. In Chicagoland area, we're in 3 districts around here, continue to grow. So it's been a kind of a crazy ride to see the app take off.
One of the things that I think teachers complain about the most, they have to grade papers, right? Yeah. They have to administer tests, and they're always having to write it down. I mean, a lot of things aren't modern yet.
Yes.
How does this cut down on time? Are the districts and the people in charge still have to compute and put things in the computer?
Yeah, so today, again, principals do this all on paper and pencil usually, or they give it a sticky note and leave it in the classroom. The challenge with paper is that it takes a long time to summarize it and put it somewhere and document it. The other problem is that some people just throw it away, so there's not a digital copy, so you can't aggregate all that data together. So what we've seen is that people have been able to save on average 5 hours a week, and teachers have been able to get that data and make, use it for insights to be able to improve on their next class instead of waiting, a whole day or a cycle from it. So.
Wow. 5 hours is a lot of time.
Yeah, that is a lot of time.
This might be a silly question, but it's a lot of pressure probably for principals, for administrators to have to grade teachers, especially when there's so much, what am I trying to say? There's so much...
like what's inside the school building.
I can't think of the word. I can't think of, you know what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying.
Exhaustion for teachers. There we go. That's a roundabout way of saying it. Is this still making it easy and kind of, kind for them to give them this feedback?
Yeah, so the whole idea is really snapshots. It's really quick feedback, quick observations. Kind of like if you're in a hospital and you have doctors that do kind of medical rounds on people. This is what we're trying to do, same with education. So trying to bring in continuous improvement, make it really easy and digestible. And these are only like 5 to 10 minute quick pop-ins, quick check-ins. So it's really not supposed to be too overwhelming. Really just go in, observe, take some notes, and then share those notes. and then gathering insights and next steps from it.
Have you seen any cases where it's been an improvement?
Yeah, significant. So we had a school in California, in Stockton, California.
Oh, I know about Stockton.
So there was a high school, a very large high school out there. They were looking to get accredited with a program called AVID. And they, on a report that they had before, they didn't get a very good report score, basically. And they needed to get into the classrooms more. They needed to get their principals and their instructional leaders in the classrooms and out of their office. So they used our app, and they did over 500 walkthroughs during the first year of using the tool. And by the next year, they were able to show AVID this evidence of data that they were able to collect and the insights and the progress from seeing new teachers, see them improve, seeing veteran teachers improve. And they were able to get the accreditation by the end of the year.
That's awesome.
So is this for larger school districts, or can really small school districts, say in like rural Illinois, use this program?
Yeah, so we see it across the board. It's kind of been exciting on that side too, is that we see a lot of like small Catholic schools using it or dioceses using it. And then we also see very large districts like Metro Nashville Public Schools is one of our customers who's using it, who has a lot of different schools and different networks of schools. So it's been really interesting to see the continuous improvement, and the need for feedback in this cycle is everywhere. And at the end of the day, it's really about if you can create better teachers, better instructors, you get better students. So that's really what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I only know about Stockton because I used to work there. I wanted to ask you, so you said when you first started this project, it was kind of like a side thing for you. So are you now doing this full time? Did it take off that much to where this is no longer a side business, this is the business?
Yeah, so I've been starting companies since I was in college. Really like to find really hard problems with a societal impact and then try and bring emerging technology and try and solve them. So this is my third company. When I was starting this company, I was looking for a way to make money because my other company, all the money I was raising was going into that company. And so I was looking for a way to make money and a way to create another company. And so I was able to transition about 2 years ago to full-time to this company. Now I built a small team, and we have a great team of advisors and investors, and starting to grow the company.
Congratulations,
yeah,
because that's a big deal.
That is a huge deal.
It is.
And how do you see now the technology evolving the next few years?
AI involved?
So AI is taking the world by storm, which is exciting and terrifying at the same time. As a technologist, I love AI. I use it a lot, but trying to figure out what that right balance is of putting it into a tool versus not. I really believe that it should be the instructional leader, it should be the principal who's giving the feedback, the human feedback to the teacher. But we see opportunities to put AI into different parts of the app or use it in the back end to support with summarizing like glows and grows for teachers, of understanding what are the trends or the insights, or pop up or bubble up, what are those insights across multiple schools. So we're using it more from that angle and less about a chatbot.
What made you start this? You weren't a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not an educator, not a teacher. I kind of like to go to industries where I have no experience, more of like a generalist entrepreneur. My past company was a company called CareBand, which was a wearable technology company for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. So totally different from education, and I am not a doctor, and I did not have dementia. But I was able to take my interest and my curiosity and apply it into that space, and kind of be naive and be a listener and build a great product from there.
But was there any friends or anyone in your circle that was a principal administrator that said, hey, this is like technology that we would really need to use?
Yeah, so the initial story was really that a few friends of mine told me about this problem, and I was able to learn about it and find more insights and figure out that it's actually a massive problem.
Yeah, no, that means you're just very smart, because I couldn't come up with it. Anybody watching right now, maybe they're thinking this would be great for my school district or my school. What can they do to even find this technology?
Yeah, so you can go to educationwalkthrough.com. You can start a free trial there, or you can book a demo. We also have a YouTube video that is kind of an intro to Education Walkthrough. So either way, you can find us there.
Let me ask you this, because you've been in this technology space building, is there anything else that's going to come out next? Are you going to move on and start to build on something else, since you've already kind of got the groundwork for this?
I always have ideas, always have things going on. My friends know that I have 1,000 apps going on, or 1,000 ideas. I do run a small group in Chicago called Founders Therapy, which is a group of founders, and we meet every 2 weeks, and we're always thinking about new ideas and supporting each other. So there's probably another idea that's going to come up, but we'll see what happens.
Look, I have a feeling, Adam, that you're going to come back in like 2 years. You're going to have a totally different, like, successfall app, and we're going to be sitting here,
we're going to all be using it.
Yeah, we're going to be make one for us.
Yeah,
for
I'll
news
work on it
reporters.
next time.
Can
Yes.
you please? Thank you so much.
Thank you
we
for being
appreciate
with
you
us.
coming. Yeah, thank you for
so
sharing this
much.
information, doing what you do.